Let's talk a little bit more about Michael Gove's new definition of extremism, and stay tuned to hear how it could affect the LGBTQ community. Don't forget the plus. Or as this woman says, the LGB community without the T and the Q. She thinks that lesbian, bi and gay people should be separate from the trans community. Have a listen, see what you think.
This new definition is going to require careful scrutiny for its compliance with human rights, such as the right to freedom of expression, religion and belief, etc. And in my role as chair of the Joint Committee on Human Rights, I'm delighted that we will be taking forward that scrutiny next week. But on a personal level, can I ask the Secretary of State to agree with me that members of this House have a duty to be careful in their use of language and not to brand groups extreme or hateful simply because they disagree with them? And I want to give an example of that because it's an important and topical example. My friends at LGB Alliance, a well-respected LGBT rights charity, have been described by some members of this House as a hate group, simply because they raised the hitherto unfashionable but now vindicated concerns about the prescription of puberty blockers. So will the Secretary of State join with me in reminding members of this House of their responsibility not to use their positions to stifle legitimate debate, which makes an important contribution to our democracy?
Well, I'm really grateful to the Honourable and Learned Lady for her point. And again, I stress this is about government engagement. And while she or I might agree or disagree with an individual group, we respect their right to free speech and free association. And the points that she makes about the LGB Alliance are well made. Again, it is right that there should be debate on gender and sex questions, and I commend the government for the steps that it's taken to ban puberty blockers.
Do you agree with Gove? Should we ban puberty blockers?
And therefore, I think in this debate, a degree of respect and concern for the very different and heartfelt positions that everyone holds is right. And may I say that her consistent championing of a particular position, though sometimes unpopular with others, is commendable and brave, and she represents the very best of her party.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, for God's sake. What do you think I'm making the videos for? Subscribe!